Hey there guys, Tim here from Candid Tech TV. Today we are taking a look at one of the best pairs of truly wireless earbuds that I have tried. So stay tuned and we're going to do a complete review of these coming up. So guys, the way I am going to review these is I came up with a protocol for the earbuds that I'm going to stick to going forward as well as I review these. So the criteria that I am taking into account are going to be fit, aesthetics, controls, connection, the mic and the call quality, the charge and battery life, portability, and then finally, last but not least, sound quality. So we're gonna give them a separate score on each one of those 8 categories, and then in the end we're gonna come up with a summary and see how well they rate out on that scale out of 80 possible points. So as far as the fit, you can see here that they are very low profile. That is definitely one of the positives of these. You can see from the side here obviously that they're in the ear, but they're actually low profile enough that I actually wore these coming in from work one day and my girlfriend couldn't even tell that I was on the phone and probably thought I was crazy talking to nobody. They are very low profile, so that is one thing I like. You know, they're not going to be like the Apple EarPods where you can see that they're in your ear. It could be a positive, could be a negative, because people aren't going to be able to necessarily see that you're talking to someone on the phone. And again, they're pretty low profile and they're not going to get in the way. Other thing with the fit of these is you'll have 4 different silicone ear tips that you can use with these. So I have just the stock pair on there right now that came with it, as you can see, but you do also have 3 other sizing options, which is definitely a good thing because we all have different size ears and stuff like that. So it does have some customization, and with any type of earbuds, that is going to be one of the best ways to get the best fit is by changing that out. Don't always just throw on the one that's on there automatically. So as far as the fit for these, out of the 10, I got to give these about a 9. They stay well in my ear. They fit great. They really don't start hurting or get uncomfortable like many other earbuds or headphones do. So they can stay in very, very well. They survive the shake test, shaking your head around. They really don't move. So I definitely recommend them based off that. I've worked out in them before. I'm not a heavy runner, but with, you know, intermittent running and jogging, stuff like that, they've stayed in pretty well. So looking at the aesthetics of these, they are pretty cool. They're pretty low profile. They each have a button on the front that you can see here, and then they've got a little bit of an angle to go down into the ear canal, and they are both marked right and left, and then you have your little magnetic piece right there on them, which will allow them to connect to their carrying case and charge. So aesthetics wise, I would give these an 8.5 out of 10 because I think that they look slick, they look sharp, they're not over branded, and they're very minimal in design to where they don't really stand out a whole lot. So controls wise, these things are pretty decent. They do pretty much everything you need them to do except for volume control. So the volume control is going to have to be done through the device you're listening on, whether it's your computer or your smartphone, whatever you're using. So that is the one drawback, but you do have control over the playing and pausing of the music you're listening to, as well as control over the skipping and reversing of tracks. So to pause and play, it's as simple as hitting the button that is right here, and that will pause and play your music. So doing a single tap is going to play and pause. Doing a double tap on the left will reverse. Doing a double tap on the right is going to fast forward your music. So overall for the controls, I got to give those an 8 out of 10. Not having the volume control knocks it down a couple notches, but otherwise you've got pretty good customization in the controls there. Next is the connection. So starting number 1 with the phone. So the Bluetooth connection to the phone has been great. I've used it walking across the gym. I've used it at home here. I've got about a 1,200 square foot apartment, and it has worked perfectly fine walking from room to room at the furthest part of that apartment, and I haven't had any issues with the disconnection coming from the phone and the actual earbuds themselves. Speaking of the connection from the left and the right earbuds, however, is a little bit of a different story. So there have been issues with many of these truly wireless earbuds in the past, missing out on the connection between the 2 pairs, and you got to pair them up. It could be difficult, one would drop out, things like that. But this one, overall, it's been pretty excellent, but there have been about 2 or 3 instances where I've had the left one kind of cut out a little bit temporarily, It's kind of been weird because both times it's been before I was going to bed and stuff like that. So I don't know if maybe the charge kind of was playing a role in that. Maybe they were kind of low and maybe that left one was kind of cutting out, so they didn't have the power to keep connected. But you know, when I've been working out and used them during other times, then I haven't had the issue. So I don't think it's a big issue with these. I've just had, you know, a couple of those times, and then when I did go and charge them and come back to using them the next time, I didn't have any of those issues. So I'm going to attribute it to being kind of low battery. So for the connection, these have a little bit of a lower score. I'm going to give them a 7.5 out of 10. All right, next, microphone and call quality. So the microphone on these is actually pretty good. So the one thing to mention is it's only going to be the right side that is active when you're taking a phone call. So basically single tap to both answer a phone call, and then you can single tap to end a phone call. And you're only going to hear the audio coming from that right earbud. The left one's just going to cut out and kind of be dead. That's not really a huge issue to me. Call quality in my ear was a little bit muffled. I could hear everything that was going on. It just wasn't crisp and completely clear to me. It's definitely more crisp when I listen through the earpiece on my phone. As far as the person on the other line, they actually said that they thought that they had a little bit more clear quality and that they could hear me pretty well, sometimes even better than hearing what it would normally sound like through my phone. Due to the fact it was a little bit muffled on my end hearing the person, and then due to the fact that it's only coming out of that right ear, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 for the microphone. All right, so as far as the charge and the battery life, so you get this case. This case has a 1000 milliamp hour capacity, and then you have the earbuds themselves which get charged. You can recharge them from this case. So they boast that it can do about 3 hours of music quality and actual battery life of the earbuds. So I'd agree with that. I've got about 2 to 3 hours depending on how you use them. 2.5 on average just for the earbuds themselves. But that's where this case comes in. So as you can see here, you've got basically 2 spots and your earbuds are going to go right in here. So there's a magnetic connector. So if I take the right one out here, you can see it just snaps right back in there, and then that lights up showing you that it's charging. So you can throw both of them back in here like so, and that's just going to snap back in there, shows you that they're charging, and then you can close that up. You can actually see it through the top, which is pretty cool. And then you're going to get your overall charge capacity of the case down here. So you can see I've got about half charge. I got 2 out of the 4 LEDs there. You can hit this little button here to actually charge it and to show that. So since that light's on there, that means that they are charging. So they say that having this case allows you to get about 24 total hours of playback time. So there's a micro USB on the side of this that you can charge the actual case with. So it's definitely very cool. So these are going to get an 8 out of 10 based on that charge capacity and having the 1000 milliamp hour case to put these back in, which will really come in handy with travel and charging. So that leads us to the next one, portability. So you can see how small this case is. It's pretty cool because it fits literally in the palm of your hand. It's really not that big. So throwing this in a backpack or in your duffel bag, even putting it in, you know, the console of your car and your cup holder is definitely doable. So these things are pretty darn cool. I like how just compact they are and everything you can see there. So portability of these things is amazing. I gave them a 9 out of 10. All right, so last but not least is the sound quality. So I gave these a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, my personal experience with earbuds in general is that you're not going to get the greatest sound quality. You're definitely going to lose it a little bit compared to, you know, over-ear headphones. So my expectations are a little bit, you know, taken down a notch just from the start because they're earbuds. So they have pretty good sound quality. I'd say they have average sound quality. That's the reason why I gave them a 7.5. The bass is pretty decent, especially for your bassier songs and your hip hop songs and stuff like that. Your actual clarity of the vocals and stuff like that, it's pretty clear. You can hear everything pretty well, but obviously it's not going to be completely crisp and, you know, top-notch sound. So honestly, these sound about as great as I expect them to sound, and I think what you're really getting when you try on a set of these truly wireless earbuds is that portability. So I think in general, you're sacrificing the sound a little bit for the convenience of having them in a case like that, having no cord so that working out, you know, putting clothes on and off, taking your shirt on and off, like you're not going to have any of those wires and any issues. So it's definitely worth it in my opinion, especially for the price of these. So that's why I give it a 7.5, but you know, I definitely didn't expect it to be, you know, an 8.5 or a 9. Overall, these come in at about an 81%. They got a 65 out of 80 possible points. So overall, not too bad. I'm actually pretty impressed with these for being a pair off of Amazon and for not being a major brand. I'm pretty happy with them. Actually, on Amazon right now, they've got about 160 reviews and they've got a 4 out of 5 star rating. Those can be manipulated a little bit and stuff like that, but I actually agree with that rating. I think they're pretty decent. You know, you're just gonna have the expectations going in that A, they're not gonna sound like, you know, over-the-ear headphones, and B, you're definitely gaining a lot of portability with these. Coming in at only 40 bucks as well, that to me is a pretty great value. Link for these is gonna be right down there below on Amazon, so if you are interested in those, like I said, for 40 bucks, they're a very, very good pair of truly wireless earbuds. Doing these things in the past, and just as far as like a year ago, reviewing some of these truly wireless earbuds, you know, I've had some that are double the thickness. I've had some that just cut in and out very frequently. That is a common problem with these. So these things are definitely your above average truly wireless earbuds. So I would recommend them, and you can check them out below there. If you guys like tech reviews, unboxings, and giveaways, I do all that here at Candid Tech TV. I'll be doing more headphones and earbuds and speaker reviews as well coming up here. So definitely hit that subscribe button there, or hit that little circular logo there to be able to stay in touch and get my latest reviews. Also hit that bell notification to make sure you get all the alerts on the latest content. Also, I just came up with my first merchandise shop. So there's going to be a Teespring link down here below. You can see the headphone logo right back here. And this is going to be the logo for Candid Tech TV. Just came up with a brand new one. So got some new merchandise available and some pretty cool shirts that I made with that design. So if you want to support the channel and you think that design's pretty cool, definitely check that out as well. Hope you guys enjoyed that here today. Stay tuned till the next one, and you guys take care.